Hello, 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 hello. Where's my glasses? Where's my glasses? Where my glasses at? How y'all doing? Y'all good? I hope y'all having a blessed day. I hope y'all having a beautiful day, and I hope life is treating you well. I know I was here. I was live earlier on TikTok, but I figured let me come back on. I got something to. I got something. I got something to say. I got something to say. What's good with y'all? Well, I know I don't come on here just to say hello and have back and forth conversations because I can't do the social thing. I suck at social lives. Regina, what's good with you, girl? I see you. How you doing? You're being kind of quiet. I haven't seen you in a long time. Hey, Wani, well, I've seen you in a long time. I just haven't spoke to you in a long time. I hope all is well. Hey, Lisa, I see you. I see you, Lisa. I see you. Today, I was thinking about something. I was on some conversations. Um, I was on some conversations and I was talking about dating and relationships and love and all these things. Hey V, hey Morocco, Morocco. Finally, you have showed up. How you doing? Hey Patricia, how you doing? It's good to see you. Hey Jackie, Morocco, it's good to see you. I feel like you've been missing in action. Kind of missed you. Wondering where you was. I ain't seen you in the past book clubs and stuff. I was like, where is Morocco? You would have loved last week. Meditations too. Um, Today I was speaking to a few people and I realized certain things that this need to be said multiple times. Hey Erica, my daughter and sister. I think this need to be reminded of about a few times before it sinks in. Right? I'm gonna tell you 5 times. What's up, Oscar? How are you doing? I'm gonna tell you 5 times when to leave these brothers alone. 5 times when to leave these brothers alone. 5 times when you shouldn't date. Tara Lynn, how you doing? 5 times when you should stop what you're doing. 5 times. Alyssa, what's good? How you doing? I thought you were still on vacation. Ah, okay. You went out of town. No, I'm not. I'm back from vacation for the past 2 weeks now, or 3 weeks. So yeah, 5 times when you should leave brothers alone, men alone, men leave them alone, leave them alone is when he's broke. Listen, 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 listen. Carolyn, don't try to move ahead too quickly. Alyssa, good to see you. Good to see you. So let's get into it. I don't want to stay long because it's the evening time and I haven't eaten yet. I'm hungry. So I think many of us, hey, Gordon Melanin, I think many of us don't understand when. I think many of us don't understand a lot of things when it comes to dating still and relationship. I think many of us don't get it. I think many of us don't see the signs. We don't understand the cues or the clues. We don't understand what the hell is going on. We completely confused and lost and blinded, right? And so let's 5 times. Don't mess with a man. Number one, when he's broke. That's psych. It's not when he's broke. When you are broke. Don't mess with a man when you are broke. No, everybody say don't mess with a broke man. We're not talking about that today. Do not mess with a man when you are broke. Do not try to date when you are broke. As a woman, don't date when you are broke. Again, everybody says don't date a broke man. Don't date a broke man. But there's a reason why when you are broke is one of the worst ideas because you are easily manipulated. Very easily manipulated. Very easily controlled. You are very easily confused. When you are broke and you're dating a man, you can be listen. That money can that you can be there for you for the needs instead of the love. You're not there for the right reason sometimes. Sometimes you're stuck. You know how many women I talk to all the time that says I'm stuck, right? I'm stuck because I have no money, I have nowhere to go, and blah blah blah. You know how many women get stuck? Hey Jamisha, I was hoping that you came. Women get stuck all the time because they are broke. Don't date people when you are broke. Now, I know a lot of people are looking for men at this point in their lives because they're broke and they want a man to finance them. But sometimes those same men who finance you will control you too. I mean, let's be honest. A lot of times, those men who can finance you can control you. They can control the way you dress, the way you speak, the way you act, the way you move. And I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, that's what you, if that's what you want, is what you want. But you got to be careful. When you broke, In this day and age, in 2025, you have to get some, you have to have something for yourself. Learn how, you have to learn. You see, the truth is, a man wants a woman who can take care of herself. He doesn't want a woman who can't take care of herself. That is not, because then you don't really want him, you need him. And needs is not the same as want. You see what I'm saying? Hey, Miss Henny, how you doing? Thank you, Aferd, thank you. So don't be with people. Rashbi, how you doing? Don't mess with men when you are broke. Just leave them alone. Now we know that. Again, I know we keep saying, don't mess with men who are broke. But I wouldn't date a broke. I wouldn't be with a broke woman. I wouldn't. When a woman shouldn't date, or when a woman shouldn't date, when she's broke. Good evening, Miss Caddy. When she's broke, don't date when you're broke, because you're not gonna find what you desire. You're not gonna find what you want. You're gonna find somebody who can finance you. Because a lot of times when you are broke, you're in survival mode, right? When you are broke, a lot of times you are in survival mode. And in survival mode, you find people to keep you surviving. So they're not gonna keep you in love. They're not gonna keep you in a space of joy and happiness, because survival don't necessarily means happiness. Hey, always winning, how you doing? Survival and happiness is two different things. When you are only surviving, you are just barely making it. And so when you are in a survival mode, the men that you will meet will also be in survival mode. And sometimes their survival mode is sex. Let's just be honest. For a lot of men, for a lot of brothers out there, you see how much trouble men get in these days? Because we can't control our sexual urges, our sexual desires. You see how much trouble we get in? We waste money. We on child support. We giving 23 millions to young women who we just horny and perverted. We lose a lot of money. And so when a woman is in a survival mode, a lot of times you will meet a man who is in a sexually survival mode too. And you will be used for that reason. My mama always said, make your own money. Indeed. Survival mode ain't it. It ain't it. And so when you are in survival mode, you're gonna meet abusive people. You need to understand that right now it's difficult. Some men will come into your life and help, but it all depends of the person they was. And you're right, love myself. You are completely right. Now, don't get me wrong. Sometimes, like you said, hey puppy, how you doing? Sometimes sometimes I ain't gonna lie. Some people, whether men or women, will come and do the right thing. Sometimes that happens. So you're right. You wake up insecurity when you are dating someone who gets everything under control and you're not. Indeed. Wait, what is that? I never seen that before. That 10 MTH. I have no idea what that means. You wake up insecurity. That's, we can smell it. We can smell the one who just seeks to get money, seeks to pay her bills. We can smell that one. My mom said that too. I'm telling you, survival mode attracts survival mode, and you gotta be really. Oh, okay, I got you. Okay, yeah. I think that's what it is too. Survival mode will attract survival mode. I'm telling you, and a lot of men, their survival mode, they are abusive and they are over sexual. Abusive and over sexual, and that will get you every single time. So don't date with them. Don't leave men alone. Church member, leave men alone when you are broke. Number two, leave men alone when you are just leaving a relationship or when he is just leaving a relationship. Leave them alone. Especially when they're just leaving a marriage, when they're separated, when you leave it. Because let me tell you what women do. Right? Let me tell you what a lot of people do. The reason why you will be heavily attracted to certain people when you are leaving a relationship is because you're going to realize that whatever you was lacking is what you're going to be focused on. Whatever you was lacking is all you're going to be focused on. So that man that you are meeting right now, the other person that you are meeting when you are separated, when somebody just leave you, when you just broke up with somebody, you're going to just focus on what your last partner wasn't giving you. And all you're going to see is what you was lacking. When you open your eyes fully after a few months, you're gonna realize they're just the same as your last person. Just the same. Nothing will change. Nothing is different. Most people use you till they get things fixed coming out of the marriage and no job security. They're horrible. Yeah, Jackie, or worse. They will be just the same as the last person, or even worse. And so when you hear a man or woman say, especially when you hear a man say he's separated, it doesn't matter what comes after. Like seriously, I'm just saying this for your warning. Hey, Linda, I'm just telling you this for your warning. When you hear a man, and I can tell you this because this happened to me. Also, it happened to me also, and I see it happen so many times. I just figured it out what it meant because I see it happen so many times. It happened to me when I was separated. The worst thing is for a woman to be in that space of a separated man because that man is not he's not completely gone yet. Hey, Tamara, the man is not going yet. The man is still tied. He's still emotional. He's still a puppet. He's still connected and attached. He really is. He really is. And so you got to be very careful when you're messing with somebody who is separated, right? Okay. Somebody who's separated. What's up, D's? How we doing? Somebody who's separated, somebody who's just leaving a divorce or leaving a marriage. Thank you for the gifts and the roses. Leave them alone. When you, same thing, leave people alone until your nervous system comes back, until your nervous system comes back to a place of relaxation and calm. Happiness, my way, how we doing? When they come back to a natural space. Leave them alone. That's very simple. I will highly encourage you, because a lot of rebounds are taking place. I would highly encourage you to leave men alone when you are leaving a relationship or when they are. One of the worst things one of the worst times a man can mess with you is when he just got divorced. Lord have mercy. When he just got divorced, he doesn't want anything. When a woman just get divorced, she don't want anything either. She just want to play, but she thinks that she have feelings. But these feelings that you are having is just a place of lack of what you was missing. A lot of times, it's just what you was missing expands. What you was missing, you see in that person. Especially if your husband wasn't giving you enough time and attention, and you meet this one person who gives you all the time and attention. What's up, Harold? How we doing, man? When you meet that person who gives you all the time and attention, oh Lord, they can be raggedy. They ain't got no job. They ain't got no money, but they're giving you all the time because you was missing it. I think I love you. Now you're stuck in a whole different place, confused. Now you're gonna be in a worse situation because now he ain't got no money. He broke. This. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. That's one of the worst times, man. When I was going through my separation time, I met women, and I was terrible. It wasn't really what I wanted. It really wasn't what I thought I was being, but I was confused and I was terrible. I was hurt, I was confused, and I hurt people's feelings. Seriously, I hurt people's feelings. Not intentional, but I was in a place where I didn't know what I want. And then as soon as if my ex-wife called me back, I was going right back. Because one thing about men don't like to change relationships. It seems like they do because you don't understand. A man will be unhappy and stay right there. Do you all notice that? A man sometimes won't be happy, but he will stay his ass because we don't like to move around. We don't like to create new homes, and it's kind of annoying. Now, I'm not saying that there won't be exceptions. And so oftentimes a man want to be in one spot. So if my ex-wife called me back, I was going back. Yeah, you want me back? Okay, I'm coming back. Yeah, I like you a lot. Yeah, you nice. Yeah, you beautiful. Yeah, you give me all the things, but I'm used to this. You got to be careful. How do you know when you are ready to move on, when you can wish them well? It's not about, okay, let me go to this list right here, and then I'll come back with that question, okay? Come back with that question again, okay? Okay, deal? They tend to always want their first love. They want her, but they don't want her, but they want... Teresa. But be mindful. Thank you for the gifts, Miss Beloved McKnight, Miles. So you ain't lying. The third time to leave men alone is this one important part. Let me ask you the question, right? Who, if you don't trust men, raise your hand. If you don't trust men, raise your hand. Hey, Mona, thank you so much. You are such a blessing. Happy to hear the truth from. Thank you. I appreciate you, Mona, Eagle. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you. If you don't trust men, raise your hand. Hey, Glow for it. How you doing? You see how that hand I'm seeing in the crowd? See how that hand? I don't trust men, Melinda. I trust them until they give me reason not to. I'm gonna tell you all this. If you don't trust men, leave them alone. If you don't trust men, leave men alone. And I'm gonna tell you why. I'm married to one. Beladada. If you don't trust men, if you're in a stage, if you're at the stage that you don't trust men, don't date. Hey, circle, don't date. If you are, because a lot of you get to a stage, especially after you've been cheated on, after you have been shown something wrong, after you have left. If you are in a stage in your life where you don't trust men, do not date. You have no business dating because you're gonna attract that man that you don't trust the most. And that has to be very important. You have to understand what I'm saying. Because a lot of times you are attracting that feeling that you have. That feeling that you're carrying. You see that feeling that you carry when you think about a relationship? When you think about a man, you see that feeling that comes, that anxious feeling, that fearful feeling? That's what you're going to attract from another man. And that's what he's going to give to you. If you don't trust man, leave them alone. It's not time to date. It's not time to meet somebody because naturally, if you have distrustful man, that's the man that you're gonna meet. That's the man that you will meet. That's the man that is gonna come to you in your face. That's the man who's gonna be in your face all the time. Them raggedy ones. And then you might even be confused as to think, why is it all these raggedy men here? Everybody is just raggedy. All these brothers are just raggedy. I hate men because you have a vibration that's I told somebody today, you don't understand, right? Let's do a let's do a let's do this science experiment. If a sound wave, right? What happens when a sound wave hits a rock or a mountain? What happens? Do you want to know? If a sound wave or a light wave hits a rock or a mountain, what happens? Can it penetrate this or does it bounce off? Can it penetrate it or does it bounce off and come back to you? Which one? It bounces off because it's not on the same vibration. It bounces back. It's on different vibration, right? The rock and the sound wave is on different vibration. So it comes back. And that's what is called an echo. When you, hey, and you hear, hey, hey, because it bounces off, it cannot penetrate it. If you're feeling, same to you, Mia, you take care too. If you're feeling that you have for men, if you're feeling and your thoughts that you have for men, when that leaves your brain, when that leaves your vibration, because it leaves you, everything that you have will leave and it go out. Energy goes out. When it goes out, that low, raggedy feeling, guess what? That vibration, if it meets a good, decent, quality man with a higher vibration, it bounces off and he doesn't recognize you. If it meets a raggedy man, it penetrates him. Tell me if you misunderstand what I'm saying. This is science, by the way. See how I break this dating into science? Because we need to understand how this works. In 2025, we need to understand how this literally works because it's more difficult. It takes more effort and understanding to actually go out there and do what you do. And so when you have these raggedy thoughts, thank you so much for the gift, always winning. When you have these raggedy thoughts and raggedy feelings, what happens? Those go out and it penetrates those raggedy men. And that's why they come to you. Because when it penetrates, they come to you. You see, listen, what happens is this. If you say "hey," right, that sound goes off. Hey, Tabby, that sound goes off. It bounces off the wall or of the mountain, and it comes back to you. It comes back to you. It comes back. Well, guess what? When it comes to vibration, your feelings and your thoughts, it penetrates who carries that similar frequency, and it pulls them back. It brings them back to you. So here you are, looking at these raggedy people, wondering, hey Killeen, wondering, why do I always attract these raggedy men? Why do I always attract these raggedy people? I don't understand. Because look at your thoughts and your feelings. You are calling them to you. You have to understand that you are doing that. Nobody wants to admit that. Nobody wants to understand that. You taking it personal when a man tells you or when somebody tells you, you are the one attracting them. So you tell me I attract liars? You're not attracting liars per se. Right? Thank you. Hey, Nancy, thank you so much. Thank you always, man. And thank you for the gifts. It's not that you are, it's not because you're a bad person. It's because naturally, thoughts and feelings carry a vibration. The question is, how are you feeling all the time? The question is, how are you feeling all the time? How are you feeling all the time? And what are your thoughts all the time? Every time you're thinking about men, you can't stand them. You have thoughts carry a vibration. Feelings carry a vibration. Everything carry a vibration. And when you think something, thoughts travel. When you think about your mom, don't your mom call you? Hey, Lynn, how you doing? Thank you. When you think about your mom, don't your mom call you sometimes? You think about your sibling, don't she call you sometimes? You think about your kid, don't your kid just pop up sometimes? Why? Because thoughts carry a certain vibration. You can pick up when somebody is not feeling good in your family. How? Because that's natural. Your thoughts travel. It carries a certain vibration. A matter of fact, if you're not feeling good, your mom would call you and ask you, hey, you okay? What's wrong? And how do you know something was wrong? Because thoughts carry a vibration. It does. It really does. Thoughts and your feelings carry vibration. So understanding, if you're carrying all these thoughts and all these feelings, who do you think is picking it up? You know what? Somebody said, okay, the laughing person. You say, I think about money then. You see, the problem is, here's how this goes wrong. When you think about money, you think that you need money. I need money. I want money. And if you think I need money or I want money, what happens? You're thinking from a place of lack. So when the majority of us think about money that way, we think it's hard. I don't have enough. I want some more and my bills. And so therefore, you push money away from you. You have to learn. See, nobody ever taught us how to think. Thinking is not natural these days. Worrying is. Thinking, what you call thinking, is stressing and worrying. You see, the average person thinks in lack. The thing that you think about the most is the thing that you don't have. And that's why you can't get it. The ones who want to have babies can't. The ones who want a good job can't. The one who want to heal can't. The one who want, because when you think about that thing, you think that you don't have it. When you think that you don't have it, it pushes away from you. Therefore, whatever you carry on the inside is whatever you bring on the outside. If you think lack, you experience lack on the outside. You cannot think lack and experience abundance. I don't have means I cannot create. If I don't have a child within my womb, I cannot bring a child out of my womb. If you don't have a child in your womb, you cannot bring one out. I don't care how it doesn't matter. But if you have a child in your womb, when you have the thought when you have the child, when you are impregnated with something, it has to come out. That's just a law. That's a law. But if you don't trust men, don't date. Because that feelings and their thoughts, you're going to attract the ones that you can't trust even more. the one that brings you more of what you already don't have. Don't date. Which goes to my next one. If you have a bunch of negative thoughts about men, don't date. Welcome to the internet where everybody on here talking a whole bunch of smack, talking a whole bunch of things about men, about women. Welcome to the internet where all you hear is all this negativity about men and women, about all dating and relationships, where you hear the most raggediest thing when it comes to dating and relationship. Welcome to the internet where we stay for hours every day. And when you digest these things, when you ingest these things, when you take these things in and consume these things screw up the way how we think and feel. These things are giving you PTSD and you don't even realize that. You're having PTSD from you hearing two people and three people's explanations. You hear three people come on here with their sad stories, and now you are having PTSD now because now you become afraid of men and having all feelings about men and all these doubts about men and women because you haven't even experienced the crap. You haven't even experienced it. It's like watching a scary movie. What's up, JP? It's like watching a scary movie, and now you think there's ghosts in your room. You haven't seen one before in your life, but you just watch a movie. The information went in your mind, in your subconscious, and now you're scared because you think that you might see one. You think that you might see one, and therefore you might just see one for real. Welcome to media. Hey Annie, welcome to social media. Welcome to the internet where when you consume so much information and now you got relationship PTSD, dating PTSD, right? No dating, no scary movie before bed. You have all this PTSD and anxiety. I'm like for real, all this anxiety surrounding dating. Nobody ever abused you, but all of a sudden all men are abusive. Nobody ever touched you, but men are just perverted. Nobody ever did you wrong, but men are just this. And so you have created in your life, in your mind, in your thoughts, all these experiences, and therefore that's what you're gonna experience. It feeds the pre-existing anxiety. We have to be careful about what we consume, what we bring in. The foods, the information, the music, the sounds, everything is processed. Everything is processed with our programming. Everything has to be processed and it has to come out. Everything. So we got to be aware. We got to be aware, man. So if you have all these negative feelings and thoughts against men, don't date. Leave them alone because they're going to come pretending because you have to get what you feel on the inside. You have to give birth to what you feel. You have to give birth to what you feel. You have to give birth to what you feel. And if you feel men are raggedy and lazy and this, don't date because you're going to date that one and then it's going to just add to your pre-existing belief system, which is going to make you believe even more. You know why? You got to be careful, man. Thank you, Lynn. You gotta be very careful. So if you have all these things against men and thoughts against men, either clean it up and then date, or leave dating alone. That's my message. Number 5, don't date if you haven't forgiven that man. Whether that man is your father. I feel like people in general are unpredictable. Unpredictability is good. Why would you want them to be predictable? So that you can feel safe? Jamisha, you want to feel safe, so you want to know their next move. And this goes for men too. Don't meet a man or a woman if you haven't forgiven your father, your mother, your last partner. Don't do it. Indeed, Kami. Like seriously, some of you haven't forgiven your father and you keep meeting him. Don't you all? You haven't released your father from your life, from your expectation. You keep meeting your raggedy ass father. How many times do you all meet your fathers? Some of you can't, oh my Lord, some of you cannot, you can't help but keep meeting him. And you know, and it's not that you're meeting him, you are attracted to him too. Isn't that true? You are attracted to him. He is the first one that you are, not your physical father, but that type, that man, just like him. And that's because you're carrying the energy of that man still, because you haven't forgiven him. Your husband, your ex-boyfriend, ex-girlfriend, ex-wife, until you release them, if you haven't forgiven them, leave people alone. Leave them alone. Because you don't understand how you carry their energy. You don't understand how you carry their energy. You don't even understand how you carry how when you say you become like the ones who hurt you when you react with the emotion. When you carry the emotion of the hurt, remember the emotion is the bridge. When you have an emotion, if you are angry and I'm angry, the emotion become a bridge. And so therefore my energy goes to you and you goes to me. You come because the bridge is your emotion. So therefore we transferring energies this way. We transferring energy from one to the next based on remember the emotion is what is moving. It is in motion and it moves from me to you. It transfers. Energy is transferred. It's not destroyed. But if it's like energy, it's easily connected. It's easily being transferred. So we have to learn. A lot of you, if you haven't forgiven, you know why forgiveness is so important? And it rubs off. You know why forgiveness is so important? Because you stop carrying people. When you don't forgive, you carry that person on your back at all times. You're carrying them on your back. Some of you carrying your man on your back, your woman on your back, your ex on your back, and that's why everywhere you go, you meet them. Whatever you carry, you always meet them. My daughter's father was alcoholic like my father. How do you forgive? How do forgive my father? He has passed years ago when I was little. You know, a person don't need to be alive or near you to forgive them or to release them. A person does not need to be alive for you to release them. Because your forgiveness, see, when you forgive somebody, they don't need to hear it. Boy, there's something that's called silent forgiveness. That's the most powerful one. That's the one that says, I don't need your validation, whether I forgive you or not. You don't even have to know. It's like silent love. Thank you, Rajvi. It's like silent love. Hey, Kathy. It's like silent. You know, have you ever wished somebody the best without telling them? Have you ever wished somebody the best and actually meant it without telling them, and you just watch them? It's powerful. You see, but when you gotta wish them the best, so I forgive you, but you gotta, hey, listen, don't forget I forgive you. That's like giving somebody a gift and reminding them, hey, don't forget, I give you $20 16 years ago. Have you have you ever met somebody who gave you something years ago and remind you every single time that they see you? It's been 16 years and they're still telling you, hey, don't forget. I was there. I give you $20. You know what I mean? I might need a little $5 back. You have $5 real quick? I could borrow. Don't forget I give you $20. Silent forgiveness is very, you want your money to. Silent forgiveness is very powerful. And so that person don't need to be there. You see, listen, this is why the scripture was talking about when Christ died on the cross. If you understand that concept, he healed generation before him. That traveled back in time. Even when the people was already dead. Oh Lord, I shouldn't say that on social media. Even when the other people was Moses and Jeremiah, they was already gone. But he did for the past what he does for the present. What I'm saying is this right here. Forgiveness. If you become aware of your own power, you're going to realize that I don't need my father to be here for me to release him. A matter of fact, let's go even deeper. You might even realize that this is going to be a bit more science and logics, not spiritual. You're going to realize that, have you ever seen somebody now in their 50s and 60s and they look just like their parents? Have you seen that before? they dress just like their parents. You all know what I'm talking about? Some of you are just, you look just like your parent. You just like your mom. You look just like her. Why? Because you are them. Let that sink in. You are them. You are an accumulation of them. You are a version of them that they have created with their blood and their cells. You are them. And so therefore, you might even realize that you can speak to them right now from this place. Come on, let's go deeper. Listen, this is not for people who don't understand what I'm saying. This is not for people who always want to question everything and, find judgment and everything and find faults. This is to free you. This is to free you. You carry them everywhere you go. You carry them with you. You carry their blood. Stop saying blood. You can take a DNA with my blood and my DNA, and I can match. I can put it to you, to my palm, to my dad. That's my father. And so therefore, sometimes you have to speak that forgiveness to yourself when that parent is no longer there. You have to tap in. You sit your behind down, and I forgive you. You see them. You think about them. You feel their energy because they're listening. You all don't understand. One, we are so, listen, you see this? You see this body right here? It is so freaking complicated. It is so, what's the word? Entangled. It is so entangled with all the people of our past. That's why you look the way you look. That's why you carry your grandfather's nose, your great grandfather's nose, and you never met him because you are him. That's what you are. You are him. Hey, just watching, how you doing? Might take many times to let go. I took my guy back again and just let him go again. Hard to let go. I know it's not for me, but I'm letting them, them letting go, huh? Learn to speak to yourself, but learn to speak out loud. Sometimes your thoughts don't do it. Sometimes your thoughts is a little weak. Sometimes your thoughts are a little scared and timid. Sometimes your thoughts, insecure thoughts. Your thoughts, you hear them all the time and you think it's your thoughts. Sometimes it's not even your thoughts. Speak out loud. When you want to do this, speak. When you have a parent who has been gone, when you have a man who has been gone, when you have a woman who has been gone that you don't want to speak to, you can forgive. Listen, they have been a part of you. If you understand that spirit stays with you for a long time, some of you still have those spirits with you. And when I say spirit, I don't mean a bad thing. Them things ain't going nowhere. Indeed, melanin, them things ain't. Listen, some people never leave you. Do you all know that? They never leave you. Especially your parents. Oh no, that's why them things last forever. You are just another version of your parent. So when your parents has passed on, you can speak to yourself, and they will hear you because we are all one. That's why the scripture says neither life or death can separate you from the love of God. But so when you create that love, and the forgiveness is of love, neither death, wait, what the book said again? Lisa, come on. Lisa, what? Thank you, Lisa. I'm guessing I'm saying I said something that hits. If you haven't forgiven, Lisa, thank you so much for your donation. I appreciate you. If you haven't forgiven that person, that man, that woman, that person, that sibling, that friend, it's time to forgive them. You have to understand something about carrying somebody's burdens. If I lied to you, if I said a lie, if I lied to you. Hey, Yamina, how you doing? Thank you, Joy. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you. I appreciate you. If I lied to you, and in my lying to you, thank you for the gifts, you become very enraged. You become very disappointed. Understand. Thank you so much. Understand the energy with your anger is carried and passed on to you. If you carry the anger, you carry the thing that you are angry for. because you have joined them together. That's why when you have certain emotions, certain trauma comes back. Do you notice that? When you have certain emotions, it triggers certain trauma or certain response. Why? Because the emotion is the bridge to the past. If you have the emotion, you welcome that thing into your life. Once you become angry and bitter and miserable at that man or that woman, guess what? And you're still bitter, guess what? That is the byproduct of what they did. So now, here is what we don't understand, right? Here is what we don't understand. Here is how you begin to attract people just like them without you. But I don't understand why I keep attracting them, because let me tell you why. When a person does something and you take on the emotion of it, right? You actually carrying it too. You are actually sharing similar vibration. If you cheat and I'm hurt from your cheating, I joined your vibration. Your cheating is a part of this vibration. My hurt is the same part, or is a different part of the same vibration. It's the same wavelength. If you don't listen, you have to understand what I'm saying. This is why the scripture says, if you think about it, the scripture says you have to fight evil with good. You know why? Because if you fight evil with evil, you join. And therefore, you carry it. Does that make sense now? You have to do good when people do you wrong. Because if you don't, if you take up the emotion of what they are taking, you begin to carry, you begin to be in the same vibration. When you become on the same vibration as somebody who cheats and lie, you no longer could blame them for what they are doing. Now you doing the same thing. You don't see it the same way. But it's the same crap. It's the same crap. That's right, Deb. It's the same crap. You are becoming the result. Becoming the thing you don't want to become. Indeed, that's what happens. And so this is why if you carry in your father still, you're gonna find those men attractive. Those men, because you know why? It's the father that's in you that's pulling those. You see, sometimes you have to understand this. Whatever you carry within you is speaking to those outside of you. It's not you anymore. You're not even conscious. You are unconscious. You are on a programming. Do you understand that you are on a program? The majority of you are never aware. The human being is usually aware only about 5% of the day. That means you are only conscious only less than 5% of the day. For 8 hours, number one, you are sleeping. You are unconscious. You are completely unconscious. 8 hours. So 16 hours left. While you are at work, you're busy. Your mind is occupied. You are unconscious. You are somewhere else. You're not present. You're worried about your boss. You're thinking about something else. And then when you come home, you're somewhere watching TV, doing something else, talking to your kids. You're not aware of this moment. Thank you. Right? You're not aware of this moment. And so you will find that you only become aware only when something drastic happens. When life wakes your ass up. Woof. Right? When you're driving, you're not conscious. When you're driving, your mind is in Saudi Arabia. Have you ever driven and your mind is in Africa, in the ditch somewhere? Have you ever been driving and your thoughts are in Australia? Have you ever been driving and your thoughts is in 2020 in COVID? Have you ever been driving long distance and your mind has went all over to places that you have never been, or that you have been one day and you had this and this was moment? Have you ever been driving and you realize that you are not here? And until you end up where you go and you're like, oh shoot, the hell did I get here? Did I run in this stoplight? You had an accident? Did I run in this stoplight? Did I hit somebody? Did I run over anything? Because you're not present. And so the human beings learn to be on autopilot. And so you don't realize that there is something within you that's controlling your program. Like that person who hurt you the last time is controlling how you feel. This world makes you unconscious. Going to church helps keep you connected. I get what you're saying. What you have to learn to do, what you have to learn to do is to become conscious. Because that father that's inside of you, that ex-husband, ex-wife, ex-girlfriend, that mother that's inside of you, that person who hurt you, who's controlling you, and who's telling you what to do and how to feel, and without your own, without your own permission, then you begin to feel this and feel that and think this and feel terrible and feel that. They're not using your permission. They are just allowing, because it's inside of you acting out. You are not conscious. And so you keep attracting those same men. When you have this feeling for your father, for that ex-husband, for the ex, when you still carry that grudge, everybody that you meet will keep that grudge there. Hey, April, everybody that you meet will keep that grudge there. Does that make sense? Listen, I want you all to understand something. I want you all to understand something. And I say this all the time. I said this morning. If you are a victim and you feel like a victim, everybody that comes to your life, the majority of people that comes to your life is because you are a victim, and therefore they need a victim. They need you as a victim, and they will victimize you, to disrespect you, because that's what you are giving the universe permission to be used as. You don't understand. You direct this. You are the director of this. And so when you begin to feel, do you know how to speak to God? That's 5%. Sometimes definitely controlling the. I'm telling you. You see, you know how to speak to God and tell God what you want. We don't know how to speak to God and tell God what we want. And you think God is this thing inside of you that knows, that we think God is this and God hears my prayer. You know what? You know what is felt the most? Your feeling. Can you feel somebody's feeling? Can you know what they're feeling? Do you ever see your kids and you know what they feel? Because you can tell by their facial expression, no matter what they are saying with their mouths. Can you? Have you ever been around your husband, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, and you can pick up on a feeling, even though they are trying to lie about it, but you can feel it? Can you do that? Do you know what I'm talking about? Do you know what I'm talking about? Do you know when somebody is off? Do you know when somebody feels off? Your feeling speaks the truth, not your words. So if you have this feeling, and I feel empty, and I feel lack, that's your prayer. Do you understand? Y'all don't want to hear that. This is not this conversation. Hey, love to love, how you doing? I don't think you all understand what I just said. Y'all don't get what I just said, right? Because they taught you how to. They taught you how to put words together. But you think words are powerful? Feelings are more. You know why? You know why words are powerful? Hey, Scorpio Queen, how you doing? Do you know why words are powerful? Words are powerful because it creates a feeling. Words are powerful only because it creates a feeling. When you speak, a feeling comes. Have you ever tell your story, and in telling your story, you begin to feel emotional? Have you? Have you ever told your story? Because when I tell my story, sometimes the emotion comes. Words paint a picture. The picture brings a feeling. The feeling is what is powerful. The feeling is where the energy lies. Is what keeps the energy. Your prayer is not words. Your prayer is your feelings. You tell the universe, you command the universe with your feelings. If you feel lack, what you say is irrelevant. If you feel lack, you command the universe to give you more of what you don't have, lack. Let that hit something. See, they lie to you and tell you how to pray. Begging and saying and asking. Everything is already created. Everything is already here. Everything is already here. Why are you asking for something that it says all of mine is thine? Why am I still asking for it? The Bible Bible says, all of mine is thine, and all of thine is mine. Why am I asking for it still? That's like me telling you, hey, whatever is in my fridge is yours. Then you come to my door. Can I have a yogurt? I just told you. Why are you asking me? I told you everything in my fridge is yours. Everything in my house is yours. What are you asking me? I just told you it's yours. That's like my son come to me, ask me, Dad, can I use my toys? Boy, that's your toy. Why are you asking me? That's faith. That's what it is. All of mine is thine. And all of thine is mine. We don't understand that because we hear somebody say, God, and you notice some people who pray, that's why the Bible says, don't keep praying with all them, using all them extra words because it's pointless. You command with your feelings. If you feel lack, you get lack. Do you notice that if you feel in a bad mood, everything bad happens? Have you ever been in a bad mood? Have you ever been in a bad mood and everything begins to fall apart? I know you all know what I'm talking about. Indeed, Scorpio Queen, I know exactly that you all know what I'm talking about. Have you ever been in a bad mood? You woke up in a bad mood and everything bad happens in that day? You miss every light that you hit is green. I mean, it's red. Everybody get on your nerve. Your boss fire you. Everything bad happens. Why? Why? What do you think? Because in that feeling that you are in, you command the universe to tell you to match that. Hey, match my feelings. Match this. All it does is match. It doesn't create a different vibration. It matches that vibration. Abu, how you doing? It just matches that vibration. So when you by yourself and you want a man or a woman and you begin to feel lonely. Yes, ma'am. Yes, perfect. You feel lonely. You think if you have a man, you will not feel. People think if they have money, they'll feel happy. You can't. It doesn't bring that. Happiness brings happiness. Wealth brings wealth. If you are lonely, it doesn't bring you a person that keeps you happy. If you are lonely, if you feel lonely, what it does, it brings you a person or a thing or a situation that keeps you in the same vibration. Lonely. You command the universe with your feelings. You command the universe with your feelings. Your feelings is very important. But while you are doing, you are using your feelings to replay all the things that you have experienced. Feelings keep you in the same place. Indeed, Jamisha. Same to you, Lynn. Same to you. We have to learn, man. If you are in a space where you don't trust men, don't date them. Change the feeling. If you don't like men, change the feeling. Don't date them. Don't try to make somebody prove you. It's like asking God, prove me wrong. Prove me. No, I ain't gonna prove a damn thing to you. Because when it comes to faith, you will believe it before you see it. You are trying to see things before you believe it. That's not how it happens. There's no such thing as seeing it before you believe it. You have to believe something before you are able to see it. Hey, Cicely, you can only see something after you believe in it. That's why we don't get what we desire. How do I change the loneliness? How do I change loneliness? Well, the question is, why are you lonely? You are a being that's connected to everything, including the Creator. You have all the ties in this world. Your family ties, friendship ties, relationship ties. We have so much bonds in this world. If you are still lonely, something is off. That means you are believing a lie. You know why we are lonely? Because we are believing a lie. The question is, what lie are you believing? Which lie are you believing? Which lie? You see, When it comes to emotions and feelings, there is something that you are believing that's bringing those feelings. Loneliness is caused by a belief system in your mind that you are believing that is not true. Hey Renee, how you doing? My thoughts are inconsistent. One day I feel fulfilled and surrounded by love. Other days I feel lonely and unfulfilled. Your thoughts are inconsistent because you are not consistently practicing them. Remember your thoughts. Hey Wynette, how you doing? Remember, your thoughts is like a garden. And as a woman gets older, naturally women do this. As a woman gets older, when she builds a garden, do you just weed one time and expect it to never grow back? Even if you pull those weeds out from the roots, do they stay on? Or do you have to go back next week and do it again? Next month and do it again? True or false? True or false? Do you just read one time? One thing about the mind, you take in so much information every day. You take in so much information every single day. Music, videos, sounds, this, work. And so of course it's affecting the way how you think and feel because information is flowing in. And it sometimes it confuses you and it distracts you and it does this and it puts you off because you are a human being on this planet. You are always shaken. And so that means you have to be consciously and aware and intentionally focused. One thing about this conscious journey, you have to be intentionally focused. You can't, listen, you can't just pull the weeds one time. The mind is very powerful. Because the truth is, the wheat and the tears shall grow together. What's good, my brother Ray? How you doing? The scripture teaches you that the wheat and the tears shall grow together. That means the good and the bad. That means the yin and the yang. That means the positive and negative. That means the feminine and negative, and the masculine. That means the up and the wheat and the tears shall grow together. Why? Because it's all about a duality. Everything has the good and the bad on it. And so if you think this good thought, guess what? It has a bad part to it too. Fortunate to have those two to be able to know which one I truly wanted, the one that showed up as daddy every day. Your thoughts are like a garden. You have to continually pull the weeds. You have to. And so when those, when those thoughts come to you, you gotta pull them things. And so if you don't, you're gonna always be unstable. You're gonna always be wishy-washy because you're gonna always be controlled. You're gonna always be controlled. To not be controlled is to stay conscious. You see how they sound is similar? Conscious and control? I'm telling you. Well, thank you, beauty within the brain. Thank you so much. That's a biblical analogy. Indeed. Prophetess, indeed. It's all the same thing. It's all the same thing. There's no separation. But we have to learn, man. We have to learn. In this day and age, it's a bit more challenging. It's a bit more challenging. And so therefore, you got to put more effort. You got to grow your garden. You got to grow your garden. When you grow in your garden, you got to start putting them weeds every single week. Because if you don't, so what should I do when it's drowning in negative thoughts? Bring myself to the present, focus on whatever I'm doing. Yeah. When you focus on negative thoughts, it just means those thoughts have your attention. Sometimes you have to take away your attention from the negative thoughts because a lot of times thoughts are not true. It's just something that you hear your voice. You know why do you know what thoughts, you know why thoughts are addictive? Because you hear your own voice. You hear your own voice, don't you? When you are thinking, thank you, Jessica. When you are thinking, whose voice are you thinking in? Your own voice. Since you hear your own voice, it's familiar. And since it's familiar, you listen. And you believe it. Even though most of the times it's wrong. Do you notice that most of the times it's wrong? Do you notice that most of the time when that voice comes in, you are wrong? Sometimes your boyfriend ain't called you. He ain't called you in, 6 hours, and you have these thoughts. I bet he cheating. I bet he doing something foul. I bet he, you know what? I won't be surprised. Then after he calls you, he says, listen, I was with my mother all day. Oh, I'm so sorry. No, you feel guilty. Why? Because that's it. Do you notice? Let me ask you a question, right? Can I ask you a question? Let me ask you a question. I'm gonna ask you a very important question. This very important question. Hey, Kia. Let me ask you a very important question, okay? You are ready for this question? And I want you all to be honest with me. Deal? Yes or no? Deal? Can I just ask you this question and you be honest with me? TikTok be going off sometimes and it's so annoying. Deal. Good. Mrs. said deal. What if you had a friend, very close? A matter of fact, what if you had a therapist? What if you had a therapist that you went to? Somebody who gives you advice. And 95% of the time, they give you the wrong advice. Would you keep going back? Would you keep taking it? Would you keep taking them seriously? Would you keep trying to talk to them? Would you even still be there? Be honest. Everybody say no. Everybody say no. Right. No. Naturally, no. Right. How often are your assumptions right? How often is the voice in your head correct? Some people, you swear they're bad people, they mean you wrong, and bam, you were wrong. Damn, people is loving people. Sometimes these people are so good to you, but in the beginning stage, your mind is, I bet that person is just raggedy. I bet that person is fake. I bet that person is a liar. I bet that person. Folks think that way about me. I carry a certain look. But I have this look. I don't know what look that is, right? I carry myself a certain way. People assume that I am some. But how often are you wrong? Oftentimes. So why do you still listen to you? Why do you still listen to you sometimes? Why do you still listen to you all the time? Why do you think what you think is right? Why do you always take yourself so seriously? When most of the times it's wrong. You're wrong. You choose wrong, you do wrong, you think wrong. A lot of times it's wrong. But just because it's in the same voice, and you can hear it, and you hear it again, and you hear it again, you begin to believe your thoughts. Because you don't know how to tell your thoughts, shut up. A matter of fact, if you had a best friend, the next question, if you had a best friend, you had a close friend. Indeed, love to love. If you had a close friend, a boyfriend or a girlfriend, husband or wife, and they talk to you, and we talking on the couch, but as soon as you ready to go upstairs and sleep, when you lay down because you're tired, they want to have conversations and they don't want to shut up. How annoying is that? Would you listen to them? Would you listen to them? Or would you get annoyed? Would you listen to them? Would you respect them? Would you trust them? Or would you just want to know? Or would you think that they just mean you harm? You'd be very annoyed. You'd be very annoyed. Isn't that what thoughts do? Isn't that what thoughts do? When you go about to go to bed, here comes these damn things. You should have done this. Oh, no, you can't sleep. I wish I had did this earlier. But since it has your voice, you listen to it. You give it attention. And you listen. And you, oh my God, I can't. And then you put your emotions into it. Oh my God, I can't believe. And you listen, you hear in your voice talking, and it's still talking, and you. And then it begin to reflect on your face. Have you ever seen somebody in deep thoughts? You ever seen somebody in deep thoughts, and you know, what the hell are you thinking about? Poop? What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about smelling? Are you thinking about smelling the bath? Did you just walk in? What are you thinking about? And because you believe in what's happening. What's happening is keeping you intrigued because the drama of your mind is on and it's playing a game with you. And since you entertain it, Have you ever talked to somebody and since you was interested, they kept talking? They're gonna keep talking. They're gonna keep talking because you like you smiling. Really? Oh my God. Oh really? What he do? What he do? Oh my God. That's crazy. And the and the what job? Because you're entertaining. So they keep going. They keep going. They don't stop. They can't. And so when you time for bed, you just, I mean, I can't sleep. I have amnesia. Is it, what's it called? It's not amnesia. It's not amnesia. It's what is it called? What is it called? It's not amnesia. And when you go to the doctor, you get pills for it because you can't sleep. What is it called? You all know what it's called. I don't know them things. Insomnia. Talk about amnesia. I got insomnia. No, you don't have insomnia. You don't know how to shut up. Because one thing about sleep, you have to work for that sleep. You have to earn your sleep. You're going to earn your sleep now. But sleep comes with a certain type of peace. Sleep comes with a certain type of peace. Now, check this out. Your brain ain't got to stop. Don't ever think. Your brain cannot stop. You know, we want our brain to stop. What if your heart stops? Your organs are not supposed to stop. What if your kidneys stop? Do you want your kidneys to stop? No. Do you want your heart to stop? No. Your liver to stop? No. Your pee-pee, do you want that organ to stop? You probably don't want it to stop. True or false? You don't want it to stop because if it stops, it's hell. So why do you want your brain to stop? Tell me, why do you want your brain to stop? Hey, Chantel, thank you. Your brain ain't supposed to stop. Your brain is supposed to be programmed into what you like that supports you. Say amen. Amen. The brain is not supposed to stop. You set the brain on a vibration and then it supports your desires. You see, but when the brain when your mind don't support your desires, you go in two different ways and it's creating chaos in your life. If you set the mind on your desires, it will go to this and it begins to expand what you want even faster. It begins to give you what you want even more. The brain ain't supposed to stop like your heart ain't supposed to stop. When you go into sleep, your heart is not supposed to stop. It's supposed to keep going. The brain is very much needed. You just have to learn to program it to go on your desires. Can I show you a trick? As a matter of fact, I want y'all to try this trick. I'm gonna show you. Y'all want to see a trick on how to fall asleep, no matter how your brain don't shut up. Y'all want to see a trick that you all can do? It takes about maybe 45 seconds to do, and you are gonna see how it works. You all want to see something to make you fall asleep? Now I want y'all to practice this, and then when I come live tomorrow, tell me how it works. Okay? Tell me how it works. You all ready? I think I showed you this before, but I don't think y'all remember because y'all probably don't even believe me. All right. I want you to hold your left wrist up, like your left hand up like this right here. Your left hand. Okay? You're going to take your fingers, your hand like this, your next hand, and what you're going to do, you're going to place right at the bottom of your wrist, you're going to place your hand right here. Your fingers are joint, and wherever your pinky finger, see your pinky? Wherever your pinky is, what you're going to do, you're going to put your thumb there. All you're going to do is rub this right here. You're going to rub this. Just rub it. Not hard, not easy, just rub it. And it's like, I feel like I want to yawn. I swear to God. After you begin to rub it, you're going to see that you want to yawn. You're going to, you're going to see a difference in a couple seconds in your sleep. I promise you. Okay? That feels nice. Listen, a matter of fact, do it now and see how it feels. You might be surprised that you have this yawning to yawn. You all see it? You all did it? Again, your hand. How did it feel, Lisa? Put your hand. By the way, what I do, I study a lot of things. I'm a very curious mind. Not really curious like that, but I like to learn things so I can use. What is this? I read a lot of books and I study a lot of books and I read a lot of health books and instant healing books and all these things. Understand there's a lot of things that you all don't know, that we don't know, that if you just open up to look for, yeah, Morocco, I'm telling you, it works. It really works. And you don't understand why, but I dozed off, but listen, I'm telling you, I'm like, when I tell you, it's so much things that there's there that if you can just, you don't have problems, What you have a lack of knowledge. It's ignorance. Yes, it's just those off. Can be a pressure point for headaches. Speak like this because I can see that you are also a man of God, but you want to reach a larger audience by moving the one that you should actually speak clearly of. Say, listen, Killer, I don't know what you were speaking of. Um, Hi, Florence, you be easy. But yes, man, there's so much things that we don't know. Is it a dating site? Sure. Tell me what you're looking for. Since you come here looking for dating, like what you see, do you see a dating site written on there? But seriously, there is so much, there is so many things, man. There is so many things that we don't know, man. There's so many things that we don't know that if we just open up our, if you seek, you shall find. You want a tall and a rich man? Okay, good. I'll tell him. You want to, what else you want? She want to date and I guess she's looking for a tall man and a rich man. Tell me what else you want and I'll make sure I tell him. Tell me what else. But listen, man. But listen, these things are very simple. Now, Terrellin, you had a question earlier. What question you had again? I get the word out. Thank you, Abria. Thank you. Thank you. I get the word out again. Tell me else. Tell me what else you want, and I'll make him for you. I can work it out if he is tall and rich. Got you. Got you. Okay. Thank you for being honest. Um, you had a question, Terrellin, and I'm about to get up for here after I answer the. By the way, does anybody have any questions? Or you entertain? I don't know. I like entertaining. Sometimes it's fun. Let me put my order in. Jamisha, you too. Hey, blessings, Empire. Do you have any questions before I go? Because if you don't have any questions, I think I'm gonna get off of here because I came on here earlier, so I don't want to overstay my welcome. Okay. Yesterday I spoke on some. If you had to recommend a good book to us, what would you recommend? It depends on what you want to learn. What is it that someone on how to speak to God? Okay. Um, it's there are many books I could recommend, but you gotta be more because there are so many books for different topics. So if you be more specific, I can help you even more because that's what I do, right? A matter of fact, you should join the book club. Somebody else said how to pray. Okay, okay. How do you know when you are healed enough? So this was my first question. How do you know when you are healed enough to move on into a new relationship or even dating for the matter? When the Bible speaks on when you should call things that are not as they are. You should when you are able to call things that are not as they are. You don't have to. How do you know anything? You don't have to know anything. You don't have to. What you do, you begin to speak like it is already happening. When you begin to speak like, when Christ say, follow me, it says, leave everything and follow me, right? Leave everything and follow me. Now, let's go a little deep on this conversation. The fisherman, the rich young ruler, leave everything, sell everything, and follow me. That literally means leave everything. Your hurt, your pain, your doubts, your distrust, your this, your that, and follow me. See, some of you don't want to follow because you have to tend to your hurt and tend to your insecurities and tend to your doubt. You got to tend to see that one thing. You see that rich man? What's up, Justin? How you doing? You see that rich young ruler? Do you see that rich young ruler? It wasn't just money. You see that rich young ruler who says, hey, listen, how do you enter the kingdom of heaven? He says, listen, you know what the commandment says, right? He said, yes, I do all the commandments. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal. He said, I know all those commandments. But he says, Christ said, well, there's one thing thou lackest. What's that one thing? Go sell all your riches and give to the poor. Oh, you want me to sell all my riches and give to the poor? You want me? I worked so hard and I had this for so long to sell everything and give it to the poor and follow you? Really? And so when you read that story, right, you saying, oh my God, I would have done it. Right? Would you have done it? Would you? What if Christ told you, hey, go get all your riches, sell it to the poor, and come to me? Would you do it? Hey, God, greatest, how are we doing? Everybody is saying, I would have done it. Everybody said it would, because the story sound good. But you can't even give up your anger. You can't even give up your resentment. You can't even give up your doubts. You can't even give up your self-hate. You can't even give up that one thing that is keeping you back. You can't even give up the things that you don't love. You can't even give up the thing that you can't stand. You can't even give up your own thoughts about who you think you are. You can't give up your self-esteem, your confidence. You can't even give it up. But you would give up your riches, huh? And so sometimes, how do you know that you are healed? You speak it. You know that you are healed to move on when you speak it. And when you speak it, you have to trust what you say. When you speak it. Hey, Lindley, how are you doing? When you begin to trust what you speak and you speak it and follow through with your words, that's how you know. That's how you know. You have to speak it. And when you speak it, you have to believe it. And when you believe it, you have to act on it. Act like it's real. Act like you got some damn sense, right? And when you begin to do that, that's how you will know. Did I answer your question? I hope it did. Because I wanted to be in that. I wanted to answer it just like that. How do you know that you are healed enough to move on? You act like it. You carry healing. You don't carry doubts anymore. You don't carry the whole life. That's why I say all things are passed away. This is the new reality and a new consciousness. You have to focus on this one. You can't bring the old stuff over here. You can't bring the old wine here. You can't bring the old patch in this new garment, in this new life. You have to let old things die and focus on what fits in this. Sure, ask the question. Ask the question, love to love. But that's how you know you are healed. You speak it. You say it. You say it over and over and over. You convince yourself. Indeed, Desiree, indeed. You have to call the things that are not as if they are. You have to call those things that are not as they are. You have to call, you have to command, you have to call those things that are not here yet, that are not physically here. You have to speak on it. Like, you see, sometimes, right? When the Bible says that you have to deny yourself, it is talking about denying your senses. Your senses. Deny your senses. Because your senses reminds you of the old things. Your senses must be denied. See, sometimes what you can feel, see, hear, is just bring you back into a place of a lie. You have to deny your senses and focus on the things that are not and call them into existence. That's what you have to do. That's the key. Why does my guy friend want to go down on me but doesn't want a relationship? Why does my guy friend want to go down on me but doesn't want a relationship? because he wants to go. That's exactly what he wants. There's no why. There is no why that you need to learn. There is no why that you gotta know. He's telling you what he wants. That's exactly what he's telling you that he wants. That's all he wants. If that's all he wants, the why is really irrelevant. He's telling you what he wants. Some guys just like doing that. Some guys, some women like doing it too. Some women just want to give because it makes them feel good. It turns them on. I mean, let's be adults here. It's about him, it's what he wants. That's what he wants. But just because, you see, lust and love is two different things. Lust and love is two different things. What's up, David? Brother, how you doing? Love and lust, some just only want and have the lust. Like Lisa said, it could be erectile dysfunction too. But she's talking about he don't want a relationship. He's not saying that he doesn't want penetration. He said he doesn't want a relationship. When a person don't want a relationship, that's all you gotta know. They still want what they want. They just don't want the responsibility. You know, some people don't want the responsibility to be with you. They just want what they want. And so they take what they get. How do you get out of your own way? Don't take yourself too seriously. Hey, Mercedes, how you doing? You see how I come on here and I laugh? You see how I come on here and I can laugh all day? I can laugh with you all, I can laugh. And if I screw up and if I sneeze and if boogers come out, I don't take myself too seriously. I don't expect, you know, when I'm done with these lives, I don't go back and say, oh man, I should have said this. No, when I'm done, I'm done. I don't take it too seriously. I let things be as they are. I don't force things. I don't rush things. I accept. You know, you want to get out of your way. Accept what is. Accept what is. Accept what is. If you accept what is, you're going to realize it ain't that serious. If you can accept what is, you realize it's not that serious. The problem is you question everything. You want everything to fit how you want it to fit. If you want to talk to me one-on-one, please, that link in my bio, consciousreality.store, you can book a one-on-one on my website. I have that link on my website, okay? I mean, that link on my bio. You can click on my bio, go to my bio, and I have a link to my website. You can book a one-on-one session with me there. It's on TikTok and it's on Facebook. I mean, on YouTube, okay? You see, many of us, what we want to do, we want to force things into existence. We want to control things, how things should be, where things should be, how things should grow, what should have happened, what was supposed to happen. We want to put control in there. And when you put control in things, you lose self-control. You lose your own control. And many times you get hurt. And so you take things too seriously because now you can't lighten up because so much things are going wrong. A man like me, I don't see things as going wrong. I don't think things are going wrong. And I think that's why I'm not bothered often, because I don't have that fear of things going wrong. Because even if you end up right or wrong, I am conscious. Right? If you end up right or wrong, I understand I'm here right now. What can I do? I'm sure I can get out of it. Right? And so you have to have that trust in yourself. It's about trusting yourself. You have to trust yourself. You know, I was talking to a young lady just the other day. And I was telling her, listen, you are young and you are beautiful and you're in a situation. But if you trust yourself, when you trust yourself, right, make the decision. Just make it. You have to trust yourself enough to make a decision. But also understanding that if you fall on your face, you trust yourself to get up and walk away. Like, it's perfectly fine. It's trust. You trust both sides. But I think many of us don't want to decide because we are trying to figure out how things are going to go. What if it goes wrong? And so, you know, there was a story about this donkey. You all heard this story before. That comes easier for men. No, it doesn't come easier for men. Have you seen men's lives? Men's lives are screwed up like women's life. It doesn't come easier for men. A lot of men are effing up this whole world. Men are effing up their marriages. Men are effing up their relationship. It doesn't come easier for men. It doesn't come easy. This takes practice and discipline. And one thing that a lot of us men don't have, or women, is discipline. What I'm speaking of is discipline. Understanding it doesn't come easier for men. Men just don't seem like they don't give a damn. Hey, Adriana, how you doing, girl? But no, it doesn't come easier for men. If you look at the men that you are seeing right now, how many are you seeing with discipline? How many are you seeing with self-control? How many do you see with a deep level of understanding and emotional intelligence? Not that. It's not that. It's not that much. There's a lot. Where are you at, Adrian? Are you still in Hawaii? Are you still in Hawaii? And I told this young, I said, you gotta trust yourself. But trusting yourself is on both sides. Oh, you're in Poland. Oh, okay. Oh, damn. Okay. Sounds like you're having fun. Trusting yourself is knowing that even though I fall on my face, I'm okay. Because I know I can get back up. Seriously. Thank you, Deck. Falling on my face, trusting yourself, it means that many of us, there was a story about this donkey. And this donkey was hungry. And the master gave the donkey 2 piles of hay. 2 piles of hay. And so the both piles of hay looked delicious. Both, not both. I don't like to say both. I don't like to talk between, I don't like to put my tongue between my teeth and say teeth or both. I don't like to do that. So I say both. I don't like to do all that. It slow my speech down and I spit. But anyways, and so so the donkey sees 2 beautiful piles of hay in front of him and he's hungry. Hey, Diamond. And so the donkey is, which one should I eat? Which one should I eat? I don't know which one. They both, oh my God, they both look so delicious. They look moist and wet. They look, that went to a whole different place. They don't look moist and wet because haze is not wet. I don't know where my mind went. But the both piles look amazing. They look edible. And the donkey stayed making up his mind. The donkey is still, which one should I eat? Which one? And the donkey passed out. And the donkey lost his life because he couldn't decide which one to eat. Good night, Alyssa. He couldn't decide. And so he passed out. He passed out and because he couldn't assume. You see, that's how we live. We don't want to make the wrong decisions. So we become in our current situation. Does that make sense? We become, I don't like to say unalive. I hate that word. Lord, but you all know what I'm talking about, right? You freeze. And so then life goes on and you still stuck. What should I do? Trust yourself enough to say, even if I effed up, oh, I'm good. Stop taking yourself so seriously. You ain't that damn serious. It ain't that serious. How do I believe in myself after hating myself for years? It's like I forget who I am, expected the man I've become, but I hate this version. How do I believe in myself after hating myself for years? It's like I forget who I was and accepted the man I've become, but I hate this version. You know, when it comes to hating a version, you can't, hate does not motivate positive change. And so if you hate that version of you, if you hate it, I want it to be, what the heck was I saying? If you hate that version of you, then you won't fix it. Because hate don't change. Hate don't bring... See, many of the people who hate themselves do not bring themselves to change themselves because hate doesn't promote positive change. At least be indifference. Now, the truth is, how do you believe in yourself? To believe in yourself, you got to start from somewhere. Let's be real. You got to start with somewhere. Set a goal. Set a simple goal and do it. Do it. Set a goal. Thank you, Miss Henny. And just do it. When you do it, set another goal. And you do it again. See, to believe in yourself, you must have someone to believe. But you believe in yourself more by when you do so. When you set a goal and you are able to accomplish it. And you do it again. And you do it again. And you do it again. And after a while, when you keep seeing how powerful you are, and how consistent you are, and that you are able to complete every goal, your belief in yourself will change. That's how you do it logically. But if you just sit your behind down and do nothing, then the belief stays. That belief stays. Seriously, that belief in yourself, that doubt and hate in yourself, it stays there. You have to become proactive. What do you want? That's the question. What do you want? I'm just going to surrender going forward. Surrender, you mean like to life? You mean like just let life be what it is? You didn't hate you. You didn't hate yourself if you are seeking self-improvement. Indeed, that is true. Not yet, Erica. Soon. But that's how you become better. I don't even know if you're still here. I don't want to keep talking if you're gone. But Justin, sometimes, you know, I want to live again without the regrets, the judgment. Um, Thank you, Anake. Thank you. Here's the thing. You want to live again. You have to understand. This is how I live my life. When I learned that everything is a choice, how I feel is a choice, how I judge is a choice, how I see myself is a choice. Do you know you have choices? Check this out, right? Check this out. Let me show you how much choices you have. Can I show you how much choices you have? Thank you, Anake. Thank you so much. Can I show you what choices you have? I'm going to call you a word. And in this word, I'm going to call you. I want you to not be angry after I called you this word. Because I want to show you that you have a choice in not being angry. Okay? You have a choice. I'm just showing you your power, which is your choices. Because when you remove the choices, you remove your power. When you just react, then you lose your power. Now, I'm telling you, I'm going to call you some words. But in me calling you these words that you will be angry about and you will be miserable about, naturally, or upset about, I want you to remain calm. All right, Braxton? You slow guy. You slow dummy. Right? You bad liar. You thief. All right? And you can be upset, but you see how you're not? Do you see how you are not? But do you see how you are choosing not to be though? I want this to actually make sense to you. I want this to ring in. Do you see how you are not? Now, understand, if you can choose your emotion, how you feel is a choice too. You want to feel judged? Feel judged. If you don't want to feel judged, stop judging. It's a choice. It's the same choice. You want to feel regret? Feel regret. But if you don't want to, don't feel it. Same choice. When I learned that, I became free. When I learned that, I was no longer controlled under somebody's words, somebody's spell, somebody's expectations, somebody's curse, somebody's attitude, somebody's behavior. When I begin to choose, hey Kitty, how you doing? When I began to choose what I wanted to be in that moment, I no longer felt guilt and all that judgment crap. I stopped judging myself because I realized I had a choice. Indeed, Jamisha. And so you have to start to incorporate your choices because that is your power. How do you turn off regret against yourself? You accept what is. You have goosebumps? Why do I have to hear it before I choose it? You have to remember to choose. You have a choice. And you gotta choose. You know what you have to do, Braxton, seriously? Every day is a choice. You know all life is? Every moment you have two choices. You choose one, there's something else that comes with it. You choose one, there's something else. It's all choices. And you do it every day. You choose it again. And you choose it again. Every morning you wake up, you have to choose. You know, every morning I wake up, I choose what I'm going to be that day. I don't let my day go by without choosing what I am going to be and feel. You see, some of you are so lucky that you ain't got to do that. Some of you all are in this journey. Some of you all are in this beautiful journey that you wake up in the morning and you just do. and whatever happens, happens. When I wake up in the morning, even though as far as I am in my mental, as far as I am in my spiritual walk, I have to still choose and guide myself with using my emotions that I want to feel. When I wake up in the morning, I don't wake up grouchy. I wake up nothing. I wake up and I feed myself an emotion that I want because I create my vision in my mind when I wake up. I see myself going through my day. I see myself in the emotion. I see myself in the feeling. I embody the feeling. I wake up and I begin to practice that version. That's what I do. That's what I do. I think this is just natural. It is natural because I practice doing this. It's intentional. As a man, one thing I learned as a man, if you are not intentional, you're going to fall. You're going to fail and you're going to fall. I lost everything because I chose it, but I don't want to choose it. Then stop choosing it. The way to break habits. Listen, let me teach. Let me teach a bit, okay? Let me cook for a minute. What habits are? Habits are unconscious behavior. There is no good or bad habits. It's just habits. Things that you are unconscious about. Everything that you are unconscious about, if you keep doing it, it becomes a habit. Now check this out. The only way to break habits is to become conscious. Does that make sense? You can only break the unconscious by becoming conscious. You can only break darkness by shining the light on it. The light has to be shined on it. And when the light is shown on it, it lights up the darkness. So there is no dark, it's not dark anymore. Everything around it is dark, but that spot is no longer dark. The only way to break habits is to become conscious and aware. There is no 10-step programs, no 9-step program. You gotta be conscious, and when you are conscious, you can choose. If you are unconscious, you react. Does that make sense? If you are conscious, you get to choose what you do. If you are unconscious, you get to react in your emotions. Do you understand that? And so what you have to start doing is to listen, focus on the breath. I'm here. I'm here. I am here. You have to remind yourself sometimes, I'm here. I'm right here. I am safe. I'm safe. I'm perfectly safe. I am free to choose. Remind yourself that you are free to choose. See what you do. Remind yourself, I am free to choose. I know it sounds corny, right? I know it sounds corny, right? I know it. Listen, I'm a very corny dude. I know I'm a very corny. Listen, I'm the most corniest man in his 40s that you will meet. Why? Because I don't mind. I'm corny. I say corny stuff. I say cliched stuff all the time. But the thing is, it helps. I'm here. When I was dealing with my anxiety disorder, I had to remind myself, hey, I'm here. I'm here. Hey, I'm here. And it's okay to be here. I'm here. I am here. I am here. And I'm free to choose. I was telling somebody my story yesterday. I was telling somebody my story. I remember I was facing some situations where when the feeling came, and I think you all don't understand because you all don't know what I experienced, but I was in a mental state that when this feeling came, I wanted to end my life in that moment. And you all don't, it's the past. And that feeling came very often. That feeling came very often. That feeling came very often. Because I was diagnosed with PTSD, right? And all these things from combat. And so it whooped my ass for many years. And I remember this one day, that feeling came, that anxiety came, that PTSD kicked in. And in that moment, I thought to hit my head on the wall until I busted it open and I was just done. And I'm like, what the hell? But I was this close in doing it. I was this close. I was this close. And I was somewhere else. And it came back again. And at this time, I wanted to kneel on the ground and bust my head open. Now, When you look at this and you hear this, you probably don't understand. You can't connect because it doesn't make sense to you. When you look at this now and you hear me speaking, you probably don't understand. What are you talking about? That's not you. But one thing I learned is no matter what you feel, everybody need to say this and remember this. No matter what you feel, you have control of what you do. Everybody say it. No matter what I feel, I can control my actions. No matter what I feel, I have the power to control what I do. And when I learned that little word, that little thing, the feeling didn't stop coming, by the way. The feeling came. The feeling came. But when the feeling came, I learned, hey, I have a control over my body. And when the feeling came, I just set. I am here. Because I can't stay in that place. I can't. That stuff is, whew. I am here. The feeling, listen, sometimes the feeling don't stop coming. Some of you are trying to get rid of the feeling. How do I stop the feeling? The feeling don't stop. It's okay. You don't have to stop. Listen, I don't want to get into this. Why am I in this conversation anyways? You're all trying to put me in a place of this. And I don't want to have this conversation. This is not what I want to have this conversation in. This is what I wanted to get to. Hey, Winty, how we doing? Fighting it makes it worse. Tried over 10 times to one woman that hurts me when I was 7 at my brother put a rope around my neck and said we should together because this is our man. I'm telling you, it's real. No matter what I feel, I have to control my feet. I have the power to control my actions. And I'm telling you, man, the feeling didn't go away. But you know how it went away? You know how it went away? Let me tell you how. Have you ever been fasting? Have you told yourself that you're going to fast? Has anybody ever fasted before? Anybody ever fasted? Everybody ever went on a 24-hour fast? And you felt hungry? The feeling is strong, isn't it? Especially in the first 6 hours, 7, 8 hours, the feeling is strong. You're hungry as hell, but you don't eat. And then you're hungry again. The hunger stays and you don't eat. And the hunger stays and it doesn't go. The hunger stays and it stays and it stays and it stays and it stays. And then after it realizes that you're not going to fall into it, there's no entertaining it, it slows down. Have you seen that? After a while, you're not even hungry anymore. Have you seen that before? After a while, it calms down. It goes away. Well, the feeling is not supposed to go anywhere. I think you are trying to escape the feeling. The feeling is not a bad thing. The feeling is just telling you something was there. Something used to be there. You are used to occupying the space. Something happened. That's all the feeling is telling you. That's all the feeling is telling you. That's all the feeling is telling you. Something was there. Something happened. Something was there. But you know what? When that anxiety comes, try not to feed it. See, whenever you feed something, hey, Sada, how you doing? When you feed those emotions, when you feed those desires, when you feed those things, they grow and they grow and they grow and they go out of control. Next thing you know, you can't chop them down because they are too big and too thick. You have to let things starve. Stop trying to escape the feeling. You can feel something and do nothing. Hey, you can feel I miss this person and do nothing. See, it's not all about trauma. I can feel I miss you and do nothing. Make sense? It's not about just trauma. It's not about just pain. I can feel like I want you and I can do nothing. It's just a feeling. Something used to be there. Something you used to do. Something that occupied you back in the days. I can feel like I want to take your clothes off, but I do nothing. It's okay. Listen, it's okay. I can feel. I can feel like I want to do all, I want to call you right now, but I don't. Breathing helps me get through panic attack. Indeed. I can feel like I need to text you and call you, but I don't. Wait, who's going? Lisa going? Oh, same to you, Lisa. You have a blessed night to you. Blessed night to you. Just because I feel something doesn't mean I have to act on it. Thank you, Billie Jean. I feel it. I don't have to act on it. When you begin to master that, you walk through this life like a pro. Whatever you feel is what you feel, because you're gonna pick up feelings anyways. Yeah. Hey, Jane. You're gonna pick up feelings. Everywhere you go, you're gonna, sometimes you walk past McDonald's, you pick up a smell, and you feel hungry. But you know it's not good for you. You just don't do it. Because you're gonna pick up feelings. You pick up feelings. You pick up feelings. You pick up emotions. Emotions come from the outside. They don't come from the inside. Emotions don't come from the inside. You all know that? You say you're a novice? Emotion don't come from the inside. Do you all know that? Nobody walks around with a bunch of stored emotions in them. Do you all know that? Get rid of the idea. It's not true. You don't walk around with a bag of energy within you. You walk around with a memory. And the memory triggers the emotions because the emotion is so easily to come. Oh, the feelings stirs up by your thoughts. The feeling are stored, it comes up with your thoughts because, you have memories and your thoughts are always there and bam. Hey, Jamisha, I think he was saying to call Braxton mom because Braxton was saying that he hasn't called his mom in years. So I think that person was saying to call your mom. I distract myself, Mandy. And so you have to understand, emotions are attached to us through experience. Emotions are not attached to anything. Emotions is energy in movement, energy in motion. It cannot be attached. It's always moving. It's not attached to you. It's as you. So let me tell you how this works. Right? Let me tell you how this works. Emotions are attached to us through experiences. Emotions are not attached to anything. What it does is this right here. You have an experience. Based on what you experience, based on how you react, and based on how you perceive that experience, what happened, time freezes for a moment. And when it sees a big reaction, in that moment, what you experience and a feeling, it begins to wire together. What you see and what you feel begins to wire together. Because there's a reaction. So if there's a huge reaction, then let me bring these things together, right? Let me bring them together. And so since the thoughts or the experience and the feelings or the emotions are wired together, it means that they fire together. When the thought goes off, the emotion comes with it. Okay? When the thought goes off, the emotion fires with it. When the emotion goes off, the thoughts come with it. They are linked. If you learn that thoughts are always there, if you learn to not feed your thoughts, then your emotions starve. You starve your emotions. A matter of fact, if you realize that, check this out, right? Can I show you all something? I like to show you what I'm talking about because I don't really like to speak without showing you what I'm talking about. Can I show you all something? Why expressing gratitude gives you more good experience. Indeed. Let me show you something, right? I want you to sit still. And as you sit still, I want you to sit still. And as you sit still, just breathe through your nose. I want you to take 10 deep breaths. 10. I want you to count them. But don't get so involved in the number of breaths. I want you to just be in the moment. And as you do, don't start yet. As you begin to breathe, I want you to experience each breath in your body. Like really breathe. You know, to breathe is to experience the life within your body. As you inhale, experience the life going in your body. And as you exhale, experience the same life leaving your body. Because what comes must go. All right? What comes must leave. People, situations, circumstances, and even your own breath. Nothing should stay forever. I think you all want things to stay. Even your breath must leave. Do you understand? Even your breath has to leave. Your breath cannot stay with you. Because if you keep that same breath, you can't breathe anymore. You pass out. You become unconscious. You keeping that person in your life, you become unconscious. You keeping that thing in your life, anything that you keep for longer than it's supposed to be, it stifles you. Does that make sense? Anyways, let's not go there. So as you sit, I want you to take 10 deep breaths. And as you breathe, I want you to experience the life. Imagine the life. Imagine life. Imagine life, man. Look in your mind and imagine life going in your body. And as you exhale, imagine life leaving your body and you're not afraid because you know it's coming back. There is no fear of its leaving. There is no fear of the end. It's just going in and coming out. And as it go in and come out in that 10 breaths, I want you to relax your body completely because there's no fear. You all ready? 10 deep breaths. Start now. 3 to 5 seconds in. 3 to 5 seconds out. On the third breath, drop your shoulders, relax your body, begin to feel light. Focus on the breath. There is no thoughts on your mind, just your breath. If a thought comes to your mind, do 10 more. If a thought comes to your mind, refocus back on the breath. There is no thoughts. When a thought comes up, it will come. Shift your focus back on the breath. If the thought comes, it means you have shifted your focus from the breath to your mind. I want you, when the thought comes, shift from the mind back to the breath. 10 more breaths. Keep going. Keeping your body relaxed, shoulders soft, heart open. Relax your chest. You want to learn to quiet your mind. Learn to shift back to your breath. Focus on the breath. When you focus on the breath, the mind is silent, as you can see right now. When the mind is silent, the emotions are quiet. Do you see that right now? When the mind is quiet, the emotions are still. Nothing is moving. Nothing is moving. When nothing is moving, you can relax. There's peace. All right, Joy, you be good. You are still there? You are fell asleep? Focus on the breath. If you can focus on the breath, just breathe. You see how no emotions came? You don't always have to be in an emotion. You don't always have to be in a feeling. You don't always have to be in anything. You can just be still sometimes. You can just be aware and conscious. You focus on the breath coming in and the breath leaving. I want you all to understand from that exercise, you can always shift. A matter of fact, when you go on the thought, it's because you have lost focus on the breath. The one that matters, the breath. I want you to understand if your breath, the question is this. The question is this. People ask me, how do you let go? That's the question I get so often. The question, how do you let go, Kirk? How do you let go? Here's the question. Let's say you're in an ocean, you are in a pool of water, and you are drowning. And as you fight to go up to the top of the water, finally after 2 minutes of being under the water, after 2 minutes of being in the water, under the water, what is the one thing that you want to do when you finally get your head out of the water? What is the first thing that you will do when you finally get out of the water? Anybody know? What is the first thing that you do? Breathe. You breathe. The first thing that you do. You see, but do you see how, can you see how important that breath, that first breath is? That's a very important part, isn't it? That's the most important thing that you're going to do. That's the only thing that you desire. Not food, not love, not money, not happiness, not peace, just to breathe. True or false? Nothing else. No drama, no relationship, no mother. You want no mother, you ain't want no sisters, you ain't want your kids. You just want that breath. Right or wrong? True or false? That's a fact. I know it's a fact. But let me ask you a question. You asked me how to let go. That same breath that you just took in, that you needed, that was your number one priority in this life, that same breath that you took in, what is the second thing that you do? What's the second thing that you must do? What do you think? You say you swim. You breathe out. You release it. You let it go. You exhale. You let it go. That same breath that you need. That same breath that was the most important thing in your life. That same breath that saved you. That same breath that took you. That same breath that gave you life. You released it. Why? Because the time has come when if you hold on to it for any much longer, you're going to be unconscious. True or false? True or false? It's true. I know it's true. I've done it before. And so when people ask me, how do you let go? How do you not is the question. How do you not let go? How do you not let go? A matter of fact, have you ever tried to hold your breath? And when you hold your breath for a certain amount of time, you begin to feel weird. You begin to feel like you become a little dizzy. You begin to feel like your chest is bursting. You begin to feel everything in you telling you, hey, breathe. Go ahead. If you never know what I'm talking about, go ahead and try it. Go ahead and try it. If you hold your breath for 30, 45 seconds, you're going to realize that all you want to do, everything inside of you is telling you to breathe. How do you not breathe? And so when things in life is meant to be released, it fights to be pushed out. It fights you. It brings you chaos. It brings you the same pain that same breath that needs to be released brings you. True or false? It brings you the same discomfort. It brings you that same chaos that if you hold that breath for more than is necessary, it destroys you. Hey, Kara, the same thing. The same thing happens. The same thing happens when you hold on to anything for too long that's ready to give, that's ready to go. The same chaos. the same destruction, that same discomfort, that same pain, that same struggle, that same unconsciousness, that same issue. See, some of you have been holding on for too long. You ask me how to let go. That's right, Mandy. You ask me how to let go. The letting go is simple. Hey, Shani, letting go is easy when you understand this. Just like when we are newborns and we are born, the first thing that we need to do is breathe. Indeed. A matter of fact, can I teach you all something real quick? Let me teach you. I want to teach you something real quick. Let me teach you. Can I teach you something? I'm going to teach you this lesson, but some of you all ain't going to take it. Some of you all ain't going to do it anyway. So, hey, True Light, how you doing? So how do I forget the love of my life? And she's the mother of my child, but remarried. You don't forget her. You're not supposed to forget her. Why do you want to forget? You're not supposed to forget anything. Stop trying to forget things and be used to it not being there. You're not supposed to forget anything. All we have is memory. That's all you are. Let her forget you, but she didn't forget you. She can't forget you. Every time she look at the child, she sees you. Nobody could forget you. Stop trying to forget and accept what happens. You don't forget things. The more you try to forget is the more you remember. The more you try to forget is the more you remember. True or false? Is that a fact or not? Seriously, think about it. The more you're trying to, have you ever, don't think about the monkey. 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 All you can think about is the monkey. Seriously. That's it. That's all you can think about. I want to forget her. I want to forget her. I want to forget her. Oh, you remember even more. Oh my God. You might dream about her now because it expands, because you speak it into existence. You are affirming it. You are affirming it. You're affirming it. You're affirming it. You affirm, and the more you affirm it, the more it grows. Accept it. You don't forget things. You accept things. You don't forget anything. How can you forget something when your body is made to remember? Everything that you are is made to remember. Your entire makeup, your entire biology is a memory. It's made to remember. Do you know that? That's why your kid looks like you. You pass that memory on to your kids. Physical memory. That's why this is DNA, is memory. All you are is memory. Hey, Reese. That's all you can be is memory. That's all you carry. You trying to forget your memory? It's impossible. Some things you can't forget, especially if it meant something to you. It's who is a part of you. But let me teach you all something about the breath. This is my last lesson, and then I'm out of here. This is the breath. The breath is divided into two things. Two things. Peace. Thank you, Jitty. The breath is two things. And when I was doing that exercise about the breath, holding your breath, it brings me to something that I want to make sure that you all understand what I'm saying. When it comes to manifestation, your breath is a huge part of it. Do you know when you're about to do something? Do you notice that when you're about to do something, when you're about to run, when you're about to sprint, when you're about to jump, when you're about to shoot, what do you do first? When you're about to shoot a ball, and when you're about to do something in a sport, when you're about to lift the weights, what do you do? What do you do? Good night, Mandy. What do you do? Right before you do it, think about it. You all just don't notice it, but you do it. Everybody do it. Nope. We all do it. If you understand this, you see what I'm talking about. You breathe in. Let me teach you how to use that properly. Do you know why you do a deep breath? Do you know why you take a breath? That's how you manifest. As you are beginning to do something, your breath speaks to you. Your breath says, I'm about to create. I see it. I visualize it. As I exhale, it's done. Do you know that? As I inhale, I see it, I feel it. Exhale, it's done. That's how you actually manifest. If you use the breath in your manifestation technique, you're gonna see it works even better. Doesn't you see when I say it that way, doesn't it make sense to you? Good night, Kamal. How you doing? Good night. You see how much simple that is? But they don't teach us this. They don't teach us nothing. I don't even know what do we learn here. We learn nothing on this planet. Nothing that we should learn. And so if you learn to use the breath, you can get rid of anxiety, you can get rid of diseases, you can get rid of a whole lot. You can create, you can visualize, you can manifest, you can do so much with that breath, but you are only breathing, and most of the times you are breathing, you don't even realize that you are breathing because you are unconscious. When is the last time you knew that you was breathing? Only when I just tell you, take a deep breath and breathe. We don't breathe properly. We can do so much with our breath. 5 times and watch you feel high. I'm telling you. But how to eat unhealthy. If you learn to create the life, if you learn to use your breath and to be aware of your breath, you're gonna, man, listen. They don't teach us a damn thing. Good night, Karis. We have to learn to use the breath to bring that balance. The breath is so much. It's so much. Do you know that you can take in energy with your breath? As you inhale, you can take in love and peace and happiness and all them things. You know the breath is changed and affected with your anger. Anger affects it. Fear affects it. Everything affects your breath. Yet we don't realize that the breath is everything. Everything affects your breath. Have you ever gotten angry and you realize that your breath is very short? How to get over anger? My breath is very fast. If I slow down my breathing, the anger disappears. I don't realize that. We don't see that yet. If you manage the breath, you manage your emotions. What the hell are they teaching us? Nothing. They teach us nothing. They put you in therapy and they want to hear you talk. And you learn nothing for years. Hey, Ashley. And then you come out of therapy, nothing changed. Nothing. They want you to come back. This is why you have to honor your breath. You have to learn to honor your breath. You have to learn to honor your breath. When you honor your breath, oh Lord, you realize only this moment counts. Speeds up when I take a deep breath. It really takes a lot of energy to breathe, and we're so unaware of it. Indeed, Monica. Having you with my therapy is helping. Well, thank you. I'm glad. Carmen is unique by his image. Like a friend gets on my nerve. Of course, it's not everything. You still gotta be mindful. You gotta honor your breath. Each time you breathe, become present. You'll see how much power you have. Can I show you something else? Can I show you something else? You want to see something else? My last thing, I promise. Last one, okay? Last one. We're gonna learn to honor our breaths really, okay? We're gonna learn to honor your breaths really quick, okay? Let's honor your breaths for a second, okay? Let's honor your breaths. Okay, let's honor your breath. Now I'm gonna ask you to do 10 deep breaths, but let's do some science behind these breaths, okay? Let's manage this a bit better. Now, I want you to think about love, the word love. Before we start this, I want you to think about the word love. I'm gonna give you 2 words. I'm gonna give you 3 words. Marcia said, don't leave. I'm gonna give you 3 words. Love, peace, and Love, peace, and healing energy. Love, peace, and health. Love, peace, and health. 3 words. Before we start, I want you to identify what love means to you. And imagine how do you define love? I want you to define it for yourself. How do you define love? Do it for yourself. Do it in your own mind. You ain't got to type it. That's your business. Love, define love to you real quick first. Think about the feeling of love. Think about if you have it, how you will feel. Okay, just define love. Define peace. What does peace mean to you? Okay? What does peace? No, I mean, Braxton, if love is your son, then let your son be loved. Think about your son. Whatever that brings that feeling to you, okay? Whatever that brings that feeling to you, that image, that imagination, that image, that visual. Think about peace. Whatever bring peace. What do you think peace is? Define peace. And now define health. What does health mean to you? What is health? What is health? We good? You all ready? Define those 3 words. I'll give you all 30 more seconds. It's your definition. It's whatever you want it to be. Nothing is wrong, nothing is right. You can't have a wrong definition. It's just you. Define love, define peace, and define the meaning of health. Thank you, Mercedes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Hey, Creative Roots. You are ready to continue? You are ready? She's revealing. Let's do something weird first. So we defined those 3 words already, right? Now let's practice something. I want you to sit down, relax your body. Relax your body. Just relax your body. Relax your body. I'm going to call out those words. When I call out those words, you're gonna see the energy of what you put as the meaning. You're gonna see the energy in front of you. You're gonna imagine, because it's all around you, right? You're gonna imagine the energy right in front of you. Hey Sarah, good evening. You're gonna see so if I say love, you're gonna imagine love in front of you, and as you take it into your body with your breath, you're gonna breathe it in and experience that within your body, okay? When I do peace, do peace. When I do health, do health. Okay? You are ready? Okay, go ahead. Relax your body. Last thing, I promise. Last thing. But you have to use your imagination. Hey, Red Baby. You have to use your image. Your image. Remember, God made man in his own image. Imagination. He made manifest in his imagination. You know that's what I meant, right? God made manifestation in his own imagination. So we're going to make our manifestation, I love you too, in our imagination. So we're going to bring it in, okay? So relax your body, be calm, relax your body, relax your body, relax yourself. You're going to take 10 deep breaths, keeping your body relaxed. You're going to breathe 3 to 5 seconds in, 3 to 5 seconds out. Go ahead. You ready? Go. I'll call the word out when I'm ready. You experience that word. You feel that word. You breathe it into your body and experience that word inside of your body. The definition of that word. Just breathe in and out. The more you breathe, the more you relax your body. Drop your body in the chair. Allow your body to feel lighter. That's the first 10 breaths. Keep breathing. Don't count. Focus on the breath. Keeping your body relaxed, shoulders dropped. First word, peace. Visualize what it means to you. It's right in front of you. Breathe it into your nose and experience it like it's happening in your body. Visualize your life with it. Peace. Every time you breathe in, breathe it in, bring it in. Peace. Bring it into your body, through your breath. Experience that peace in your body. Love. Define it, bring it in as you breathe in with the breath. As you bring it in, experience it on your body, in your mind, in your emotions. Keep breathing it in. You're bringing it in. Imagine you're bringing the energy in through your nose. You have it. Health. Imagine what health means. And as you bring it into your body with your breath, experience it. Begin to feel healthy. Keeping your body relaxed. Bring it in again to your body. Allow your emotions, your heart, your lungs, every part of you to experience it. Now open your eyes. Open your eyes. Open your eyes. Open your eyes. Hey Desmo, open your eyes. All right, now you can wake up. Open your eyes. Let me plug this in because it's about to die. Open your eyes. Did you experience all those three things? Did you experience those three things? Oh. Sorry, sorry, sorry. You feel great? Did you bring those things in? Were you able to bring them in? Did you bring them in? Yeah? You see how you have a choice? People say, where do I find love? That's where you find it. Where do you find peace? That's where you find it. Where do you find healing? That's where you find it. Where else? Hey Lou, that's where else do you find it? Where do you find happiness? That's where you find it. That's where you find it. That's the only where it exists. That's the only where it exists. That's it. And so if you're looking for it, that's where it is. Nobody can give it to you. Nobody can bring it to you. This is not nobody's job. Your feelings change when you breathe it in because you are breathing with intention. You are bringing in. You see, if you breathe with intention, I promise you, your life will change. Everything is within you. That you're not focused. It's inside of you. And so all you have to do, man, all you have to do is identify what you want to experience. And you call it into existence, even though you can't see it yet. You bring it into your body. You bring it into your mind. You bring it into your reality. You call the things that are not as though they are. You call the things that are not. I call it love, you bring it in, and it became love. True or false? Isn't that what you experience? is that what you experience? You called it peace. You brought it in, it became peace. True or false? You call the things that are not as they are, and that's how you create. This is how you create it. And when you become the energy, and when it's a natural feeling, and when you do this on a regular basis, the energy begins to stay in you. You begin to be focused on it. Once it becomes a natural experience, you give birth to that physical reality of it. It has to match, it has to align with the outside world. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? I feel great. creative rules. When people ask me how I feel, I can't, that's a hard question to answer. I don't focus on my feelings. I don't really, you never know how I feel. I don't really, I don't do feelings not much. I do it when I do this, but apart from doing this intentionally, I don't really do it in my feelings. So I don't really never know how I feel. It's never a thing for me because I don't really, um, you know, nothing depends on how I feel of my own reality. You are. Just don't know our power. Indeed, I have warm fuzzy fear right now. If you understand, man. Hey Rex, how you doing? If you understand, I was talking to someone today at Creative Roots about feelings. I said I don't do feelings, and it's not that I don't do feelings. I do the feelings that I want to do. I don't do the feelings that you would expect from me. Oh, that I don't align things with feelings. You see, we assign things with feelings. If somebody leave, we feel this. If somebody says this, we feel that, right? Same to you, Mercedes. You too. If somebody does this, you feel this. You assign feelings. I don't assign feelings. I put my own feelings with that I want to experience. I use my own feelings because I understand the power of feelings. So I just don't be feeling anything. What is taking space in my heart space? Quiet and silence. But creative rules, I've been doing this for a long time. I've been practicing this for a long time. So really, I don't really, it's hard to explain. But it's something that I do on a regular basis. It's something that I practice intentionally. I don't put nothing there. You have to learn the importance of nothing as you learn the importance of something. You will never know the importance of nothing if you are always doing something. Nothing has equal power of something. Do we understand that? Nothing has the equal power of something because everything came from nothing. Therefore, if nothing can create something, then the nothing must be as powerful as the something. And so I learned to balance out nothing, and most of the times I do nothing. I feel nothing. I think nothing. Yeah, do the thing. I feel nothing. I do nothing. And so therefore I'm in a space of creation, things that I want. So I have learned to disconnect my feelings. I don't really do them that much. Yes, I do them when I come to my family, my wife and my kids. I play the game, but apart from that, my feelings are very stable, except if I want to create. How does an empath cope with this? You're not an empath. That's some that stuff is just make up things. It's still the thing about being an empath doing this is that you think that something is necessary because it has a name to it. It has a meaning. The word has a meaning, so you think it means something. It's just another word that people use to people who lack of control sometimes. It's like narcissistic. It's like we use terminologies and it confuses you. You know, these terminologies confuse you into thinking that something is different. There's nothing different. We are all the same. We are all empaths. All of us are. It's just that we have groups that makes you think that you are different. You're not different. We all pick up on the vibration in this entire universe. We all pick up. Listen, have you all ever picked up something around you like somebody is there but you can't see them? Some spirit, some physical energy, some spiritual energy, some cold energy, some vibe that your body just picked up this cold feeling, all the hair on your arm, all the hair on your leg, all the 2 inches of hair on your head just feel. Well, we all pick up the vibration. We are all the same. It's just that some people hold on to the emotion for longer. Some people carry certain vibration and you attract it and you pull even more of it. If I carry anger, I pull anger. If I carry depression, I pull yours with me. If I carry happiness, I pull your happiness. How come, as we call it, empaths cannot pull the happiness from people? Think about it. How come the empaths can't pull the peace from people? But we can pull anger. We can pull depression. We can pull the pain. We can pull the suffering. Why can't we pull the happiness and the joy? and the love. Why can't we? Can we or can't we? And so it's not based on being an empath. It's not based on being an empath. We all have the ability. We all have the ability to pull anything that we want to pull. Seriously. Some people can feel everybody's pain, but can you feel their joy? Then maybe you're one-sided. Maybe you're imbalanced. You will pull whatever you carry the heaviest. You pull it harder. If you are sad, you're gonna see anybody who is sad and pull everybody who surrounds you who is carrying the same emotion, you can pull it and it expands within you. That's everyone. Every one of us do it. And so you learn to bring balance and understanding to yourself. And you learn to actually have a choice. You don't have to be anything. You know, sometimes it's great to just be nothing at all. Nothing. Stop calling yourself words. Stop labeling yourself. Stop calling yourself anything. I don't call myself anything. Do you notice that? What do you think I call myself? Can reflect what doesn't exist. I call myself Kirk. Nothing else. I don't call myself anything. I don't call myself teacher. I don't call myself anything. I don't call myself spiritual. I don't call myself anything. Do you notice that? Because I don't put words on me. I don't want nothing on me. Can I just be nothing? Can I just be nothing at all? I don't want to be anything. Well, thank you, Braxton. I don't want to be anything. Because something is always tied to emotions. You notice that everything that you become, you are tied to something else? I don't want to be anything. And I only call myself Kirk because that's what you all hear, or that's what identify me with a name. I don't want to be anything. We are everything. Why choose one? Right? We are every single thing. Why choose one? Why give yourself that limit? And so I don't call myself anything. I don't, vegans and this and empaths and this and psychic and this and I don't call myself anything. I look different. How I look different, Star? Be okay in the nothing space. Be okay with nothing happening. Be okay feeling nothing. Be okay in the nothing space. When you learn to develop and create in the nothing and to exist in the nothing, you find peace. Seriously. Well, thank you, Braxton. I'm glad that I met you too. But seriously, man, you see all those things, the empaths and this and that, I don't really fall into that stuff because we got to be very careful. Because a lot of times we force ourselves to fit certain things because that's what we think we are. So when we don't fit those spaces or those things, when we don't fit all those places or those definition, we feel something is missing. Yeah. Nothing is close to humility. You know, humility comes when you understand that we are all the same, right? I mean, seriously, Jilly, humility comes when you recognize yourself in all things, all people, all phases of life, all situations. You're gonna see yourself. If you can see yourself everywhere you look, you'll be humble too. You'll realize, that's just me. Seriously, oh, that's just me. I will, yeah, I see me. I see me. Always learn to see you. Always look to see you. When you see you, you won't be quick to judge that quickly. Always look at you. Always look for you. If you look for you, you'll find you. When you find you, you realize that you and them is one. It's that simple. You look for you in all things. When you look for you and you find you, only then you realize I and you. You know, when Christ said, I and the Father are one, it means we are all the same. So there is no sensation in your heart space. Why? Creative roots. Why are you? Should something be there? Sensation? I don't have sensation right now. Why are you asking? Is there something that I should be feeling? Or you think I should be feeling? Of creative roots? I'm just curious. My best friend is a total. You feel hard? Why you feel hard? Oh, from me? That ain't mine. But what do you mean you feel hard? Like, what does that mean? You feel hard? Like, hard as far as what? I don't know what that means. You mean, are you picking it up from me? Do you guys know what men he started talking about when to leave the men alone? Oh, here we go. That's how I started until like 30 to 45 minutes in. Oh, in general. So I'm trying to understand. Oh, I don't know. Deeply, strongly is hard. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But listen, my brother gotta go. It's already 10:30, and I gotta go to miss out what you have. Hey, Marcy, I'm done now. You feel love? Oh, you feel hard. Love, happiness. Good. Good. Feel it. It's good. Feel it. It's a great feeling to have. I have learned that I don't have to feel anything. You know what I mean? Because I don't do with the feeling. I don't have to. It's already on. My life is already on autopilot. My programming is already on autopilot. It's already on a certain vibration. So I don't really do the feeling when I don't want to. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense. Um, the thing about feelings come and go. My program it stays on the same, right? It stays the same. So, okay, here's what I mean. Here is what I mean, right? A lot of times when you feel loved and when you feel peace, certain times that same love will disappear and that peace will go, right? Because it becomes conditional. Somebody distract you, something distract you, and that goes, and then your thoughts go with what that's going with. Your thoughts going where it's going, your feelings going where it's feelings, your mind going with that. This is what I do. I program my own self into a certain vibration, right? It's a certain vibration that I carry that my thoughts are always aligned with it. My feelings are always in alignment with it. And so I find myself, if I think about creative roots will text me. That's how quick it is. That's how quick my turnaround is. Because everything, if your conscious mind and your subconscious mind are joined together, everything that you desire, you will create instantly. When your subconscious mind and your conscious mind have a distance between them, have disagreement within them. Hey, thank you, Braxton. Thank you so much. When there's not when they're not together, then it becomes harder to create. And so what I'm saying is that when the Bible was speaking about in Ephesians chapter 5, husband, love your wife, wife, submit to your husband, is a form of your conscious and your subconscious mind coming together. Subconscious mind has to submit to the conscious mind. The woman has to submit to the man. So when the man give her the seed, she brings the seed into fruition. She brings the child into a reality because they have to be aligned. This is why the Bible says this is the biggest mystery. Because we think that it means husband and wife. But back in the days, the subconscious mind was the woman, the conscious mind was the man. And so therefore, if the subconscious mind and the conscious mind, if the man and the woman, there's a power in two, right? And I speak on this all the time. There's a power in two. When two or more are together, when two or more, when you're married, when you have a joint union, you can actually create more in that two. I think people are trying to keep us from being in our two and keeping you in a single space where you cannot create anything besides fear and doubt, right? Fear, doubt, and insecurity. You will You know how many of you don't feel safe? How many women right now on this live do not feel safe? Anybody? Let me show you the importance of this. And now I begin to feel somebody's heart is broken. Somebody's heart is bothering them. Somebody's chest is bothering them. How many of you all don't feel safe? In your life, in your home. Feeling alone, right? A lot of you don't feel safe. And when you don't feel safe, how can you create? What can you create in the space of not feeling safe? What can you create in a space of not being safe? Think about it. What can you create when you don't feel safe? Think about it. Hey, Braxton, I thank you, man. I receive it. I thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. You can't create what you want. You can create what you're afraid of when you don't feel safe. And so they're keeping you but as one. And so everybody coming on here talking, being single is the best thing, and being one and being one. And you're so used to being one that you don't realize the power of two. Hey, relationship, how you doing? Thank you for the gifts. The relationship motivator, how you doing? Axe Elder, how you doing? Mama Kai. And so there's always power in two. There's a strong power. But understand that power in two also, when the two become one flesh. You see, a man and a woman can't become one flesh, but your subconscious mind and your conscious mind can become one human. And the problem is our conscious mind and our subconscious mind are not in sync. And so we have to beg and ask and plead and fight and work hard and extra work hard just to have. You see, when a husband and a wife are in chaos, the man has to beg his wife, the wife has to beg his husband, and she's not bringing the child, and she's not taking care of the kids, and she's not don't want to sleep with him, and therefore there's no procreation because she doesn't trust him. The subconscious mind has to be trusted. The subconscious mind is the woman. The subconscious mind says, listen, whatever the mind can conceive, I can bring a child into this world with. Whatever the mind can think of, I can create a reality. The subconscious mind, the woman says, whatever you can think about, I can make. Ain't that what women really are? You give her some bread, some flour and some water, she makes bread and cake and pudding and some chicken when she had no chicken to begin with. Ain't that what women do? Ain't that what your power is? You can multiply things that you cannot. Because if the man gives her, see, when the conscious gives the subconscious an idea or a suggestion, if the subconscious, hey, let me ask you a question. If a woman trusts her husband, Lord, if a woman trusts her husband, if you trust your man, what won't you do for him is the question that I have. If you trust your husband, fully trust him, what won't you do, Lord my God? Relationship, you will go above and beyond because you love that man, you trust that man. You see, you have to align the subconscious with the conscious, that when you have a thought, when you have a feeling, when you have a desire, when you have a suggestion, the woman says, I got you. Ladies, have you ever had a man that you loved and trust and respected? And every thought that he had, every desire that he have, you want to do it for him? You want to just do it for him? You want to just surprise? And he's like, oh my God. So, because that's just where you are. That's just what you do. That's your nature. You haven't had that yet? So what I'm saying is right here, I align myself to be in a certain program that if I think about you, I'm going to see you. If I think about this, I'm going to see this. If I want this, it's coming. I have no doubt. Because I have a good wife. I have a great wife. And I'm talking about the subconscious mind is already on a program. If I want this, it's coming to me. Because it does everything to open the way for it to come. Because it trusts that it's not led by ego. Right? See, my subconscious mind trusts that my mind, what I desire, is not based on ego. Right? It's not based on ego. It's not based on all this crap. It's based on what's best for my family. It's based on what's best for my teachings, my learning, my for whatever reason. It's not based on ego. So when I put something in my mind, the subconscious mind says, "Hey, I got you. I'm gonna see them. I'm gonna bring them to you. I'm gonna bring you them. I'm gonna bring that to you." That's how it works. And so I don't have to walk around feeling love. Braxton, don't give me all your money now, but thank you, man. Don't bless me too much. Thank you so much. But seriously, so I don't have to walk around with feelings or with natural feelings and feeling peaceful, feeling love. I don't do that no more. I don't have to. That was my point. I can walk and just be. I can just be free of everything. I don't have to feel anything. I don't have to feel love. I don't have to feel hate. I don't have to be happy or sad. I don't have to be in an emotion. I can just be and still be okay. I have learned that nothing is as important as something. I have learned that nowhere is as much important as somewhere because everywhere came from nowhere. Everything came from nothing. Always learn to go back into the nothingness, back into the wilderness, back into the place that you don't actually recognize. That's the best place to be. When you can go back into the place, you can create better. You can create more. You can be reset. You can be in an alignment with the entire consciousness. You should teach them how to make this a reality for others. It takes practice. It takes consistency. It's very boring. It's very boring teachings. And nobody wants to do this every single day. Nobody wants to do this for every day. It's very boring. And people fall asleep when they are conscious. When they are lack free of thoughts and feelings, they fall asleep because they become bored. It's a little money for you. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Seriously. I coached one lady the other day. And I guess she was tired. And she's like, I can't sleep. Sleeping is hard. And I said, okay, then let's do something. First we're gonna meditate. First we're gonna put that energy back. First we're gonna calm your heart space. First we're gonna calm your nervous system. And in 3 minutes she was snoring. And I stayed right there and watched her sleep. You needed to sleep. I'm gonna let you sleep. I'm gonna let you sleep. It's yours. I'm not offended. She just because you fall asleep because the present is still. And people think when there is stillness, nothing is there. See, when there's stillness, everything is there. Everything is there. When there is quiet, everything is there. You can't be distracted. And so many times we fall asleep because we become bored because we are used to the chaos. We are used to the stimulation, continuously. We are used to the push and pull. And so we get bored. And that's because we are addicted to chaos. We are addicted to things and the nothing. And the somethings and the somewheres. Seriously. We are so addicted to the some things and the things. And so I have taught myself how to just be still and be completely awake, quiet, still, no words, no thoughts, just be there. Because when you could go to the space, man, oh my God. Somebody say, Kirk, what do you do when you're bored? Me? Bored? Me? Bored? Me? Bored? What do I do when I get bored? Please. I can't even get bored if I try. For us to sleep. Kathy, you want me to do a video for you guys to sleep? I'll put one in the members chat. Psychomatic conditioning. Going to try pressure point tonight. Try it. But listen, y'all, it's so good to see you guys. It's so good to be around you guys. It's so good to speak to you guys. It's a blessing. I see that you all like deep conversations, so let's start being deeper. I'll start doing less of the relationship talks, and I'll go deeper. I'll go in the direction that you all want me to go. I see that you all don't like the really dating stuff and talk about men and women. So I'll start to go in deeper conversation to have our nervous system intact, right? Yeah, Kitty, you know what I'm saying? Thank you so much, Armenia. So I'll start going to those conversations more. Just remind me. She's prevailing. Thank you so much. I thought you were gone. Just remind me sometime when you see me talking naturally. Kirk, hey, what about this question? I'll go deep. I don't mind going deep. I just think sometimes, right? Hey, JP, same to you, man. I think sometimes people don't like to go deep, so I think deep. I thought people when you go deep, folks get bored. Same to you, Braxton. Hey, you be good, man. Braxton, don't forget you have a choice. You always have a choice, man. You have a choice in how you in what you do. No matter what you feel, you have a choice. Just remember that. I had to remember that. No matter what I do, remember this. No matter what I do, I have a choice. Thank you, relationship motivator. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. No matter what I do, I have a choice. No matter how I feel, I have a choice. All right. Just remember that. Just remember that. You all have a blessed night. Thank you, his queen. Thank you so much. You all be blessed. All right. I see you guys later. Peace and love to everyone.